Hello everyone, this is Amish from digitalbrainbase.com, and in today's video, we're going to be looking at the arena model. So I want you to imagine a scenario where you've maybe loaded up like 50 or 60 different models. You might have some from LLaMA, you might have some from Grok, and some from OpenAI. If you don't know how to load in those models with an API, I'm going to share the links to all of those videos so you can take a look. But if you have all of those different models, you probably might not be sure what's going to be the right model because sometimes you only want to use one model. So the arena model really helps us to understand what's going to be the right model for the right task. So what it does is that it provides a completely anonymous interface, something like this, where you don't know which model is currently working. So if I ask it to tell me a fun fact about the Roman Empire, you can see here that I get some sort of a response from the model. Now, originally, I don't know what sort of model this is. However, once I give it a rating, whether it's a good response or a bad response, it's going to show up. So it tells me that this response was generated by GPT-3.5 Turbo. So I can rate this response saying something like it's accurate information and it's got good attention to detail. If I save this rating, I can go over to my evaluations in under my admin panel and evaluations, scroll down, and you can see that this rating has been configured. So just like how I've rated these, we can just keep rating these models based on how well they're performing. Now, if we wanted to, we could also share these ratings to the Open Web UI community. So here, I'm not going to submit this response, but we can see the performance of all of these different models, like the LLaMA 3.2, the GPT-4 model. What are the percentages of times where it's good versus percentage of times where it's bad? So this gives us a little bit of an understanding on each model's performance. If you scroll down, we can also see the feedback history. Now, it's important to note that if you do submit your feedback to Open Web UI, it's actually not going to be looking at your exact chat. So the metadata doesn't have any information about your chat. It only has the information about the feedback that you provide. Now, something else that you can do as well is you can go over to your admin panel on Open Web UI, click on evaluations, and you can either enable or disable arena models if you wanted it or didn't want it. But suppose that you only wanted to compare specific models. Well, what you could do is you could add your own arena model. You could specify which model you wanted to compare. So suppose that you want to compare the performance of GPT-4 and GPT-3.5 Turbo. Well, you could save this, give it a name, and not only will you be able to see this, but every single person in your team. So if you go over to admin panel, under dashboard, you can see that right now the only people in my team is me and a Jake Doe. But if imagine a scenario where you might have maybe 10 or 15 other people all using your account where you're the admin, well, you'll also be able to see all of their evaluations as well. And that's what makes the arena model so useful because you can pretty much see the performance of these models, not just from your side, but from every single person from your team side. It's also important to note that the arena model is a very new feature. It's still going to be under development, and with newer releases, there's going to be even more features that come out. But for now, it's a really useful tool that we can use to compare the performance of different models. And we can also see a leaderboard, which shows us which model is going to be the best one for our task and our application. That's pretty much it for this video. Thanks for tuning in. If you found it insightful, please leave a like. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you have any ideas on future videos or suggestions, please leave a comment in the comment section below. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, everyone. Goodbye.